Greetings. We are today in part 3 of Insuring an Abundant Entrance, 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 10 and 11. We notice that Peter is addressing the brethren of like kind of faith who are pursuing maturity with hasty diligence to have made their invitation and their selection firmly established. Technically, firmly established is an adjective modifying both the call, the RSVP invitation, and the election or the selection of you all. To have firmly made established the call and the selection, we find in Jesus' parable of Matthew 22 that the neglectful ones made excuses for not honoring the invitation because they had their eyes set on their own things. Their farm, their merchandise. In other words, they were so busily, firmly establishing their own temporal things, they neglected to firmly establish the eternal things for which God had issued an invitation. It's also interesting to me that this adjective, Strong's 949, bibalos, meaning certain, is not used of persons, but of things. It is not emphasizing that certain persons are firmly established by the call and the election. Rather, it is emphasizing that certain things are firmly established by the call and the selection. So let's briefly consider the promises made to the overcomers to the 7 churches of Asia in Revelation chapters 2 and 3. It is obvious that those who hear the invitation, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches, to him that overcometh will I give. Those who do not do these things with hasty diligence will not receive the promised reward. But those who are neglectful to hear or do these things will not receive the promised reward. The final thing that I believe is noteworthy here is that Peter uses the perfect infinitive, confirming the firm establishment of the call and the election. At the present time, there should be no doubt that you and I have firmly established the call and the election of God. So how can we know this for sure? Well, then let's look at the information which has been expressed in 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 10. For these things bringing forth you all, you shall never fall or fail at any time. Now, perseverance of the saints is not being taught. Rather, perseverance in sanctification is being taught. It does not say that one can arrive at a place where they will never fail. It does say that giving habitual diligence to bring forth these things will cause one to never fail at any time. When a growing child of God fails, it is because they're not giving hasty diligence to bring these things forth. Peter uses the subjective, which expresses probability, rather than the indicative, which expresses certainty. Sometimes I wonder if we comprehend the difference. Peter is not saying it is a fact you will never fail at any time. Peter is saying it's probable that the one bringing forth these things will never fail at any time. The King James reads, you shall never fail. From a casual reading, one might think that it is a future emphatic negative, as in John 10:28, where it says, they shall never perish. But it is not a future emphatic negative. Rather, it is an aorist active subjunctive. You should not fail at any time. It is the biblical foremost. But think with me. Is it also logical if I do not bring forth the good work with hasty diligence, then it's certain that a bad work will appear? If I'm not actively pursuing the bringing forth of good works, then there is no longer an opportunity. If I am doing that, then there's no longer the opportunity for the bad work to appear. So I have the option. I can pursue the good works to force out the bad, or I can cease the good in order to let the bad come in. Someone has had the slogan, the relentless pursuit of perfection. And I believe that's exactly what Peter is conveying to us. The relentless pursuit of perfection, that is the image of Christ, will keep us from settling from anything short of it. We should never settle for anything less than the bullseye, because anything less is sin, according to the definition found in Romans 3:23 and James chapter 4 and verse 17.